Imagine a woman walking into the wild, face to face with a baby elephant whose entire family was killed. What she does next changes everything. A life of heartbreak, love, and a mission that defied death itself. This story isn't what you think. It's far more unbelievable. This is the story of a girl named Charlotte. She was only 6 years old when she first stepped into a wild animal reserve in Kenya. While other kids were scared or just curious, Charlotte felt something special. She felt calm, like she belonged. The trees, the sounds, and especially the elephants made her feel at home. Charlotte grew up near a small village called Gilgil, where her family lived on a timber farm. Her father worked at a nature reserve, and one day he took her with him. That moment changed her life. Seeing wild animals up close lit a spark in her. She didn't just like animals, she wanted to protect them. She worked hard in school, first at Nakuru Primary, and later at Kenya High School for girls. She was one of the best students, and even got a scholarship to study medicine. But Charlotte had other dreams. She chose love and nature over a doctor's life. She married her high school love, Robin, who worked in Tsavo National Park, and together, they followed the call of the wild. Life in the park brought Charlotte even closer to animals. It was a dream come true. While living there, she met Benjamin, the head warden of the park. Over time, Charlotte and her husband Robin went their separate ways. Not long after, she and Benjamin grew close. They both loved nature, and that love brought them together. They later got married. With Benjamin by her side, Charlotte lived the life she had always wanted. She became co-warden of Tsavo and worked every day to help animals, especially baby ones that had lost their families. Charlotte and Benjamin raised their daughter, Anna, in the middle of the wild. They cared for injured animals like they were part of the family. At night, Charlotte would read stories she wrote to Benjamin and Anna. Elephants became a big part of her world. Many baby elephants had lost their mothers to poachers. Charlotte and Benjamin gave them love and care, like real parents. For 17 years, they worked hard and gave hundreds of animals a second chance at life. But then came the moment that broke Charlotte's heart. Benjamin died suddenly from a heart attack. Just like that, he was gone. The man who shared her love for animals, who stood beside her every day, was no longer there. Everything felt quiet and heavy. The park, once full of joy and purpose, now felt empty. Charlotte thought about leaving. How could she stay without him? How could she face the animals they had cared for together? Then something changed. She visited the park one day and saw a baby elephant standing all alone. Its whole family had been killed. The little one looked scared and lost. As Charlotte watched, she saw her own sadness in the elephant's eyes. She still had her daughters. That baby had no one. In that moment, Charlotte knew she couldn't walk away. Her work wasn't finished. She returned with strength. She started the Benjamin Trust in Nairobi National Park, naming it after the man who had always believed in her. Her daughters, Anna and Amelia, joined her mission. Together, they rescued elephants and rhinos, gave them love, shelter, and a second chance. Charlotte also spoke across the world, fought for an ivory ban, and was honored as a Dame Commander for her brave work. But awards were never her goal. Charlotte's heart always stayed with the animals. Every day, her team found elephants who were hurt, alone, or lost. Some were stuck in mud, some had injuries, and others had lost their families to poachers or drought. The babies were the most vulnerable. They needed milk, care, and warmth. Charlotte treated each one as if they were her own child. She gave them handlers, blankets, sunscreen, and even tiny raincoats to protect them from the cold. There was one big problem, though. The babies couldn't survive without proper milk. Charlotte tried every formula she could find, but nothing seemed to work. The elephants drank the milk, but they stayed weak. Sadly, many didn't make it. It broke her heart, but she refused to give up. For 28 years, Charlotte researched, tested, and worked with nutritionists. She studied elephant milk closely to find the right solution. Finally, after years of hard work, Charlotte found it. A European formula with coconut milk was the closest match to real elephant milk. It worked. Charlotte became the first person in the world to successfully raise baby elephants by hand. That moment changed everything. More elephants survived. They grew strong and healthy, and they never forgot Charlotte. Every morning they lined up to hug her. They gently touched her with their trunks. Visitors were amazed, and many cried after hearing the full story. They couldn't believe how much Charlotte had done to save these animals. One elephant became so close to Charlotte that when she went away for just 2 weeks, it stopped eating and almost died. It thought she had left forever. That's how much trust there was between them. The bond they shared was deep. Of course, working with wild animals is never without risk. One day, a full-grown elephant walked toward Charlotte. She thought it was Lisette, an elephant she had raised 40 years ago, who often came back to visit. Charlotte smiled, walked up, and reached out to touch its chin. But it wasn't Lisette. The elephant suddenly stepped back and swung its trunk, hitting her so hard that she flew through the air. Charlotte hit the ground, stunned and scared. But then, something surprising happened. The elephant slowly walked toward her. It slid its tusks gently under her body, trying to lift her up, just like an elephant would do with its baby. It was as if the animal realized it had made a mistake. That moment reminded Charlotte of just how emotional and intelligent elephants truly are. Over the years, Charlotte saved many baby elephants. Each one had a different story. Some were scared, some were hurt, and some had seen terrible things. One baby, named Amber, had watched her parents get killed by poachers. Charlotte gave her love, care, and special milk. But Amber never healed. One day she quietly passed away. That moment broke Charlotte's heart. But instead of giving up, she worked even harder. She knew that while she couldn't save them all, she could still save many. Charlotte never did this for fame. She didn't want awards or attention. She just wanted elephants to live happy lives. Even as she got older, she was right there with them, playing in the mud, staying up at night when they cried, and comforting them like a mother would. Her team began calling her Mama Elephant, and the elephant seemed to feel the same. When Charlotte passed away at 83, her story touched people all over the world. They talked about her kindness, her courage, and her mission to protect elephants. Today, her daughters carry on her work through the Benjamin Wildlife Trust. Charlotte didn't just rescue animals, she showed the world how love can heal.